Hey there, Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 24th through the 30th. We have an eclipse happening this week on Tuesday. It's happening at 2 degrees of Scorpio. It's happening at 6:49 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time here in the U.S. So check your time zones to make sure that you're ready for that. I have a feeling that your reading is going to be much simpler. I love the message that came through for you. So we're in a shifting energy with these eclipses. So I wanted to use the Shapeshifters to get the overall energy for you for the next month while we're going through this eclipse season. And you have the card of the Owlin. And so this is wisdom. It says, wisdom light as a feather. This is not something that is going to be hard to get. It's like a gift. It's as though spirits wrapped it all up in a nice little package and they put a bow on it. I think that's coming in this week with this eclipse, by the way, from the looks of this. Holy cow. Sudden download, insight. All of a sudden you recognize something to be the truth. There's a great understanding that comes from it. And then there's the decision-making process that goes forward from that. But the wisdom, I think that you know in your heart space is deep inner knowing. You know you're not wrong. And so trust that. I really want to encourage you to trust that. So we're going to look at the overall energy using the Osho Zen Tarot. It's very deep messages, so hang in there. And then we'll cover the moons as it works through the week and get you some overall messages. I do want to invite you to check out on Facebook if you want more of the astrology of the week as we go through that. And on Sunday nights at 7:30, I do the collective reading. And so I will be pulling cards special for the eclipse for each of the signs there. And that'll be Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern Time Zone, U.S. Your overall energy, you have the Owlin, this information light as a feather, hang in there, because here you go. You've got the Thunderbolt, the Tower. Look how lit up this information comes in, and you just know it is true. You just know it. When I would sometimes get insights like that, people would say to me, well, if you can't prove it, you can't say that. No. Sometimes you just know. This week, there is a knowing. And I think it carries through the entire eclipse season because that's what this was supposed to be for. But this week, you're getting it, and I think you're getting it with the energy of this eclipse. And I think this is it is time for me to make a shift, to make a change. That's it. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm heading off on a new adventure. Because here we have this little Page of Pentacles who's heading off on a new adventure as the key to the situation. Are you willing, with this download, this insight, this inner knowing, to head off in the direction you want to go? On the 29th, Saturday, on Sunday. So on Sunday, Mars turns retrograde, the 30th. And so Mars is retrograding in your sign. And I think it's wait a second. Let me check that out, because you have time to go back over something and then try it and move forward. And so this is opportunity to try new things and see what really works for you. And this is a week where you just know. And I think that it's hard to be in the beginner's mind. It's hard to understand that you're going in a direction that you didn't think you were going to go in. And I think that it leaves you feeling, I think there's this opportunity to create some relief for you in the long term. But I think this week, mostly you're feeling like ignorance is bliss. I didn't know that. But if you can look at it and say, okay, but I do know that. And now that I know that, what's my next step? And the more that you can allow yourself to do that, the freer you're going to be. So you've been seeking guidance. And here in the area of where you've been seeking guidance, we have the card of guidance, the Three of Pentacles coming in. And so this Three of Pentacles, this is spirit coming in to show you the information that you need, to help you, to give you what you need to know in order to make the judgment. They're saying judgment. The judgment call that you need to make. So there is a judgment call that needs to come in. Wow. Okay, this is in the heart space. Moving forward, you have the cup of understanding. It's the Page of Cups. It's also that understanding. It's the judgment call coming in. It's like the knowingness. There is a knowingness that comes in. It's called understanding. There is a knowingness in your heart this week. You're going to know something. So what has been draining your energy? We have the Creator. Like you've been feeling stuck and stagnant. It is the King of Wands in this deck. It's been allowing your light to shine. It's been a bottling up of your not wanting to outshine someone else. Or not feeling like your light's been shining. It's a very stifling energy. Like you've been either pushing it down yourself, or others have been making you feel very pushed down and compressed. It's very compressed. I feel like I just want to go, let me out of here. So, the obstacle to overcome, we have the Devil card. In here, it is the man, it's called the conditioning. And this is a wolf. I'm sorry, not a wolf. It's a lion. This is the Osho Zen, so they don't have wolves. They have lions that are the predators of, the natural predators of sheep. He's wearing a sheep's coat. The conditioning to not notice the dangers around you, not pay attention to them. It's almost as though this is different than even when I got this card for Taurus. This feels like you've been conditioned to not stand out in the crowd. To just try to fit in. To not be who you are, uniquely who you are. Yes, there could be a situation for some of you where it's about you thought somebody was safe and kind and gentle and you thought they were like you, and they turned out to be malicious and dangerous and destructive. That's the story for some of you. For others of you, it's that you've been trying to fit in, and it's so hard to be meek and mild around all these when you have such a light to shine. You know which story is yours. All right, so how do you transform the situation? You're asked to be patient. You're asked to be patient. This is, to me, the epitome of the Seven of Pentacles. So often you will hear people say, oh, you're trying to, it's not working, so you're going to walk away. And I never get that from the Seven of Pentacles. To me, the Seven of Pentacles is about nurturing. It's about deciding what else something needs in order to grow. Do you need to prune something off of it? Do you need to fertilize it? Do you need to water it? Does it just need some more time? And in this case, we have the cycles of the moon. We have this Empress energy. She's very pregnant, ready to have the baby there. It's just a matter of time. Patience is what is required at this point in time, and to allow a cycle to complete. Allow a cycle to complete. So this new moon is happening at 2 degrees. It does not become a full moon until May. I think it's May. Might be late April of 2024. And so it's late April of 2024. So there is a need for you to perhaps give this enough space, this new idea, this new becoming. For some of you, it could be that the full moon eclipse that we have in a couple of weeks is where you're like, whoa, there's a big change. But you guys have been going through that integration period, right? From the North Node having moved through your sign, and it might be when that North Node moves into Aries in the spring, where you're like, yes, it's a good thing. So a little patience is required. Right now, the action to take is to get out of your head. Sorry, Gemini. You're overthinking something. When what really would help you is to get into the heart space and feel your feels on this. And trust the download and insight. And know that you know, and you don't have to explain to yourself how you know. It's just it feels right. It feels right, because here, the action to take, we have the 9 of Swords. That is not recommending that you sit there and get into analysis paralysis, right? This is not saying stay up all night. This is saying don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. Stay out of that energy. In the area of resources, so that's time, money, emotional energy, anything that you put into something. We have the card of the sun. We have the card of the innocence. There's a little grasshopper on there, right? Grasshoppers remind me sort of like of the energy of the Fool. This energy of being willing to fly forward, to try something new, to go in a new direction. It's a new opportunity. It's new growth. It's new. It's new. There's got 2 pages and the sun card here. It's also the completing of a cycle, right? It looks like Father Time. It's not, but it looks kind of like, to me, Father Time, waiting for something new to spring forward. So this week, this new thing that's coming in, it's going to take patience. And I feel like you want it to happen now. It can't happen now. Allow it some little time to build, and seek the light within, right? Seek the knowledge and the understanding within. The downloads and the insights suddenly out of nowhere, this information coming in. We have the card of the Hermit. This is seeking the light within, the knowledge. Trust what you know to be true because it feels right in your heart. You don't have to prove it to anybody. You just have to know it yourself, like at the very core of yourself. And allow the understanding to come in. The understanding of the situation or this new adventure you're going on, or this download or insight that you had that came in. This understanding of what is controlling you and what is conditioning you and what is holding you back. The obstacle to overcome is the conditioning. All right? Before I get too far ahead of myself, Monday we have a grand trine with Mars in your sign, trining Saturn in Aquarius, and Mercury, that rules your sign, conjunct the moon in Libra. It's a great day to get stuff done. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, when that moon is in Scorpio and we get that new moon eclipse, is an opportunity to be creative and very productive, and to take your power back. The obstacle to overcome this week is the conditioning, and that moon in Scorpio is what I would consider the devil card. The moon in Scorpio, the conditioning. Moon Scorpio is not the devil card, but it feels like that here. Because it is at 2 degrees, it's a very immature energy. It is very much about it's about how do I get power and how do I keep my own power. And there's the snake here of transformation. There's the temptation. There's the lust. There's the things that have conditioned you and held you in place. And there is a need to move past that energy because Venus is conjunct this new moon, and reach past this energy, mend some fences, break out of the conditioning that you've been in and step into your own power and step out onto a new adventure of something that you're very focused on that has value to you. And not worry so much about what everybody else has been doing. The moon's going to move into Sagittarius Thursday and Friday. Mercury is going to be squaring off with Pluto at this time. And for you, I feel like because this moon is opposing you, and both of these energies, they're triggering you. And it's almost like, don't let other people control you. Pluto and Mercury, very much the energy of the boss and the underling, holding somebody back. When they're in square, this could be an argument that can get really out of control. It could feel really petty. Let me rephrase that. Somebody says to you, you're making a mountain out of a molehill. Something I totally hate when people say. It may not seem that important to the other party, but to the injured party, it triggered something and it was a big deal. Okay? And that's this energy here. So, protect your energy with these pages. I feel like you really need to take care. The sun, you need to take care of yourself. Avoid these people that it feels like they deliberately want to trigger you and set you off. That's what it feels like. It's very uncomfortable. I don't like the way it feels at all. Yeah, okay. So you have the unicorn and the raccoon, masking your self from others, but at the same time knowing who you are. This is finding your identity and believing and trusting in yourself and this dream and this goal. This very much, this unicorn energy totally makes me think about this energy. Believe in this dream and this goal, this new thing that you want. Finding your identity doesn't necessarily mean sharing out the information with everyone else. Not everybody needs to know everything you're doing. The moon's going to be in Capricorn on Thursday and Friday. Mercury's going to move into Scorpio. So now our Scorpio and Venus and the Sun all hanging out there. Scorpio, Venus, and the Sun. Let me try that again. Mercury, Venus, and the Sun all in Scorpio. Makes more sense. And then on Sunday, Mars stations direct in your sign. So, you have the card of the survivor. But she looks like the thriver. You're going to survive by being very much at peace with yourself and with your environment. And how do you do that? Is silencing the inner critic. This is that going in to seek the light, not to criticize yourself, but to follow your goals and dreams and to nurture and cultivate these dreams that you have. We have the card of the critic, but we have the card of grace. And by the way, grace is number 44 on here, which is an angel number. It's also 4 plus 4 is 8, self-mastery. It is forgive yourself and everyone and anyone else in your situation, even if you or they do not deserve it. Mirror the energy of the divine. Silence the internal critic. It is okay to critique a situation to see what works and what doesn't work, but not to criticize. Do not use the phrase, I love you, but. That is not unconditional love. And there's been way too much conditioning crap going on in your life. Or, why can't you be more like your brother, your sister, your coworker, right? Don't do that stuff to yourself. You are who you are, and you are magnificent. Don't forget that. So sudden downloads and insights coming to you this week. It is a gift from the universe. Trust that gift. Use that gift to allow yourself to move things forward in your life. To step away from the conditioning, which I think feels like it comes from this inner critic. And a lot of times the inner critic was developed in our childhood by the comments we got from our parents. The things that they would say to us, they stick with us. And, you know, if you're of an older generation, our parents, that they were just mimicking what they got from their parents, and everybody was about, you need to be humble, you need to, you know, not think too much of yourself, you just need to, you know, and so criticizing you and driving you to be perfected, and it was all about, it was a control mechanism to make sure that you would be humble and know that you were dirt. When the truth is, you are light, and you are love, and you are divine. So pour that divine grace and love all over yourself and everyone around you this week, all right? You guys take good care. And I hope to see you over on Facebook and at the live chat for the premiere video at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone here in the U.S. And thank you for your comments and your likes and your shares and supporting this channel. I truly appreciate you. Take good care. I'll talk to you soon.